Abby and I truly have become one. I've already been announced as Abby Bratcher in places, so I'm fully just accepting that we are one person now. Abby mentioned that God's hand is all over this project, and I want to share something very special with you that I learned in taking on this role to portray Abby. When I first auditioned, I didn't know who Abby was. I had 3 pages of a script, and all I knew was that she worked at Planned Parenthood. And I was really curious, is this going to be a movie about Planned Parenthood? Is this a pro-choice movement that we're seeing here? So I got online after the audition, and I watched Abby's testimony, and I was shaken to my core. I knew at that moment that I needed to be a part of telling this story. So when I got a phone call with a 5-hour notice to get on a flight to Oklahoma for 8 weeks to film this movie, I hopped on the plane and was really excited to share this story with the world. About 4 days after production started, I got a phone call from my mom. Because I had left so quickly, I didn't have time to tell anyone where I was except for my husband, my son, and my sister. So when Mom called, I had to say, "Hey, Mom, I'm making a movie." And I was really hesitant to tell her Abby's story because when I was younger, my mother had shared with me that when she was in high school, she had had an abortion. I didn't want her to think that I loved her any less. I didn't want her to think that I judged her because that's not what this movie's about. It's about hope, forgiveness, and grace. And so when I started telling her Abby's story, my mother broke down because she got pregnant with me when she was 19. And I knew that she was going to be emotional hearing the story about Abby. But what happened was more incredible than anything I could have ever imagined. She said, "Ashley, I need to tell you something that you never knew before. What you don't know is that I was in a clinic. They called my name. I went back and I was examined by a very pregnant nurse. I was on the table to abort you. And I got up and I walked out and I chose you." And what is so incredible about that story is that I never knew. I never knew until 4 days after I stepped on foot to play Abby Johnson. I never knew. So it is so evident to me that God plans our steps from conception. He brought my story full circle from conception to this moment in time to tell one of the greatest stories of our generation in the pro-life movement. This movie will change our culture, and I believe that, and I hope that you will support it in theaters on March 29th. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for your beautiful testimony. Thank you.